Hi and welcome. I am trying to learn space science. Today, what happens when galaxies collide, and after we've done it, we're going to do stretching, and then we participate in the stretching lesson at your own risk. This is part 2. So from Earth, a part of the universe that can be seen from the Earth contains 2 trillion galaxies. That's the first thing we want to mention in our presentation. And they are moving around. They are bending each other out of shape. But they said it here, but maybe the Milky Way is a spiral galaxy because the other one colliding with it has caused it to do it. And this takes hundreds of millions of years. There is so much space between the stars in each galaxy that they rarely hit each other. They are slowly merging into a large galaxy. The Milky Way is running into another one right now. The crash began 2 billion years ago. The small galaxy, so the other one I guess, is slowly being torn apart and drawn towards the center of the Milky Way. Okay, the other one is torn apart and drawn towards the Milky Way center. Scientists think this may have given the Milky Way its spiral arms. Another huge galaxy is also falling towards the Milky Way, though it won't start to affect the Milky Way for a few billion years. Okay, do we have it all? The title should be the Milky Way's collision with other galaxies. And the Milky Way is already colliding with another galaxy, and this other galaxy is smaller and it gets torn apart and more or less drawn to the center of the Milky Way, but the whole process though takes hundreds of millions of years. And there's also another, but there's basically nothing to feel about it. And there's another one falling towards the Milky Way, another galaxy, but it will take billions of years until it hits. And just in the universe visible from Earth, there are 2 trillion galaxies. We are constantly moving around and merging with each other and tearing at each other. And the shape of the Milky Way, the spiral shape with these arms, is probably because it is colliding with another one. Scientists think this may have given the Milky Way its spiral arms. Okay, I have a second camera which I'm going to start now. And let's start. The colliding of the Milky Way with other galaxies. The Milky Way is currently colliding with another galaxy, a smaller one, and the smaller one is getting torn apart and drawn towards the center of the Milky Way. And there's another galaxy falling towards the Milky Way, but it will take billions of years until it hits, and also the collision with the other one takes hundreds of millions of years. Just in the universe visible from Earth, there are 2 trillion galaxies, and they are constantly moving around and pulling at each other and colliding into each other. And scientists believe that the colliding of the Milky Way with this other galaxy has caused the Milky Way to be a spiral galaxy with all these arms. And that is according to Isabel Thomas' Out of This World book, page 35. I'm going to set the camera. And this was the space science part. If you were here for space science, you can go directly to the next part of space science. We will do another stretching. If you stay and participate in the stretching, then it's better at your own risk. Go and stay with stance, we'll be in this video. We rolled over to outside. Okay. Out of the Got in. Out over to the other side. Again in. Out. Breathe again in. Out when hand slides down, leave the other shoulder stays down. Breathe again in. Out when arm up. Again in. Again in. Out when hand down. Again in. Out when arm up. Again in. Maybe the feet stand together, you can lift the arms up. Out one arm down. Breathe in, reach. Hold up. Again, in. Out, down, down. Next shot of the forward path, we are doing forward shot attacks. Backwards. Breathe in, little shots up. Oh, little shots down. Again, in. Turn the arms up. And reach all this with one hand, high pretend to take an apple hanging high on apple branch, turn the bit around and then rip it out. Now shift arms to the side, breathe. Now over to one side. No. Again, out, lean onto the knees. Breathe in. In, out, rush, rush, rush. In and back. Out, in and front. In and back. Out and front. In and back. And out and banging down. And on to come deeper down by breathing deep into the chest into the nose of the chest. And out from the mouth. And out over the one leg. Again in. And out over the other leg. Again in. And out again. Breathe again in. And out close to the feet. Just keep on hanging down. And again in. I would come with one back up. They could try to run at the top. But also pointing to the outside, have an only space between the heels, breathe in the also. Out, go down, elbows against the insides of the knees. Breathe again in. And out, come to the back up. In. And out and down. And up. Again. And out and down. Breathing. Now come slowly one straight line upwards. Now have a good standing leg. Bring the heel of the lower leg on top of the new standing leg, breathe in. And on you can notice how to injure yourself, breathe out and sink down. Bring in, change. Breathe in. And out and sink down. Again, legs wide apart, breathe in. And out. Again in. and the crossfit. That was the stitching. Thank you very much, and next time.